Uh, okay, not popping the top, but how do you spell the sound that a can makes when you open it?
Is that the sound it makes?
Well, I'm at. It was a question. It sounded like a sound, but it was a question.
Would be like KK dash SHHH.
Oh yeah. What? Oh, there's one you that's impossible to spell.
I don't care.
Oh, when you open a Pepsi can. Um, okay, so Star Citizen, right? Star Citizen is a um, first person and third person open world MMO RPG where you like this. It's a one solar system, and all of the space is realized in the system. So you can travel in actual kilometers from one object to another. The appeal of the game is that it's hardcore in the sense of if you die on a planet doing a mission, you can go around all of the planets, you can go around the space stations, you can hyper warp into space and be free floating. Sometimes you have to take your ship into space, you have to put your helmet on, your suit, get out of your ship in zero gravity, and then investigate a crash site and retrieve something and drop it off on another planet, stuff like that. There's also a first person element where you're trying to, kill hostiles that are in a bunker that's dealing drugs, kind of thing. But all the space is realized. So you can go anywhere, there's mining, but it has the same issue that Tarkov is currently having. And the issue is it's tremendously buggy. So the way it plays out, it's sick. Like it's a legit game. It came out in like 2014. It's been out for almost 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's like got a $555 million investment at this point. Star Citizen does, and it's so cool. The ships are ridiculously well done. Everything's high definition. There's so many different nuanced little things that are added into the game, but you can go do a mission and you try and drop the box off at the little box drop off thing. Doesn't work. It's glitched.
Yeah.
So my question is, my thought process is, what do you think of this? Like, how is it that there's games that are out there? Like this is an example. Tarkov is an example. COD, online COD is an example. The game is just audio doesn't work sometimes. So how are there games out there that they're still producing new content? They're still going for the next week's event. Log in and get this XYZ thing. How is that happening when the game isn't bulletproof? Like if you, it's almost not playable. Star Citizen is such a cool game, almost not playable. Like how do you think that happens? Do you think it's an investment side thing? Do you think it's because this is no joke? This is hundreds of millions of dollars invested in this. And if you log in right now, you might log in and then fall through the floor. Like that happened. Last week I was playing, fell through the floor. Fucked. You're done. Lose all your shit. Good luck. Like, what?
I don't know, man.
How, isn't that crazy how cool it can be, how like far we've progressed and then it's still buggy.
This reminds me, and this is going to sound ridiculous, but it reminds me of like what I see on a day to day when I'm servicing people's appliances. Because appliances over the last 20 years, over the last 20 years, have gotten notoriously less and less reliable every few years, but they get more and more
Hmm.
expensive. And appliance manufacturers get away with this because consumers put up with it. They just want the nicest, newest, like shiniest refrigerator with the most features. And when you're watching Hulu and you see that Samsung commercial and you can see this refrigerator has a camera inside of it that you can log into in an app when you're at the grocery store to see if you have any milk. in your refrigerator or to count your eggs, things like that. And it's like consumers, that's what they want. It's like they want
I keep my eggs in a closed case, by the way.
they want unreliable, flashy crap, and they're willing to put up with it. Now, if you gave anyone the option, like, hey, would you like something flashy and reliable or flashy and unreliable? They would say, well, obviously, I would like flashy and reliable. But that doesn't appear to be an option. It's like you can get the newest, greatest
It's like
thing.
we can't do it as a species. We can't do it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't know. I don't know where it comes from, but it's a consumer issue because as long like did you have to pay for Star
Hmm.
Citizen? Right?
Yeah.
As long as
Yep.
people are willing to pay for mediocrity, people are going to keep selling mediocrity. If consumers,
Yeah, and there's no real way to once you've done that, once you've given them your $30 or 45 or $70, whatever the game is, there's no way to protest and fix it after that. Like money's done, you get what you
yeah,
get.
it's like if consumers started demanding reliability and refused to pay for unreliable products, the market would respond. I love my pickup truck. I've got a 2022 pickup truck. It's got Apple CarPlay, electric windows, automatic thermostats. Everything's very convenient. Doesn't have cruise control. Don't get me started on that. But my truck is not going to last 40 years. There's no way. However, there are still people driving 19
I got a Dodge that's 30 years.
there are still people driving 1983 Toyota T100s or whatever the predecessor to like the modern day Tacoma is. It's like there's and the
Yep.
Nissans from the 80s, the hard body pickup trucks. Like there's still people driving around those trucks with hundreds and hundreds of thousands of miles on them, and they could last another 10, 15, 20 years. I don't know. I know for a fact my Ford Maverick's not going to make it to 30 years. 40, like it's not even.
Just because of the way it's like the integrity of how it's built, like made out of
Yeah, like
plastics and stuff like
there's
that, or
so much.
just the computer system and
Everything is like everything's controlled by printed circuit boards. Frail, sensitive, fragile, Josh-esque little printed circuit boards, and what isn't PCB is plastic. There's some metal. I think the wheels are metal. The lug nuts on the wheels metal. The frame, hopefully metal. But it's like there's so like someone bumped their car door into my truck, one of the first weeks that I had it, and it's just like, just barely tapped it. I got this huge dent in the side of my door. It's like, oh my gosh. If someone would have bumped that same car door against a 1989 Nissan hardbody, their door would have broken, and the
yeah.
truck would be pristine.
Do you think? And I think we've definitely talked about this before. But do you think there'll be a point, some market availability for like ultra durable
Yeah.
things? So some market scheme where like, and it's not a scheme. It's literally not a scheme. It's like face forward. Uh, we make the most durable truck. You will buy exactly one of these trucks, and we won't ever sell you another truck. Like we're not going to sell you a truck in 5 years. We're going to sell you one truck for your life, and the fucking exoskeleton is like reinforced titanium, whatever. I don't know. Maybe it's super expensive. Maybe you meet in the middle, but everything about the truck is just designed to
Yeah.
work. Like you can roll it over. If you roll the truck over and roll it back over, even though it's a gas or diesel powered engine, it still works. The engine is designed that the diesel fuel and the oil don't go into the rings and whatever else. Like the entire integrity of the truck just designed for durability. Do you think that'll be like a market thing at some point? Because it's across the board. Like everything's so cheap and disposable.
Yeah. I think if it's not there already, it'll certainly be there in the near future. I think there's a huge market opportunity for a massive corporation to just come in. You call the corporation, literally just call it reliable, you know, like
Mm-hmm.
reliable.
Like you can slam this car door against a cement. You can slam a cement brick into the side of our truck door. It's
And the
not going to
cement
dent.
brick will cry out, "Why have you forsaken?" I shouldn't say that. No, so you know how companies like modern day mega corporations, they're not technically monopolies because they have competitors that are also mega corporations, but it's like they're producing everything. Samsung and LG are great examples. They're both South Korean companies. They both are not monopolies because they have competition in South Korea and abroad, right? But Samsung produces televisions, phones, appliances, computers. Like, if it's electronic, they produce it. They probably produce all sorts of things that aren't electronic as well. There's a huge opportunity, and if there's not, there's certainly, hopefully, going to be a huge opportunity for some massive corporation that produces a little bit of everything, and it's all the most reliable version of that product on the market. And they have like everything they sell instead of coming with the standard 1 year manufacturer's warranty that everything comes with nowadays. It comes with a 10 year or a 20 year manufacturer's warranty. There's this thing, I
Yep.
forget what year it was. Maybe it was like in the 90s or early 2000s. Jeep, for a while, ran a lifetime warranty on the Jeep Wrangler. So if you bought a new Jeep Wrangler, it came with a lifetime warranty. And they may have only done it for 1 year. It may have been like a marketing ploy. I'm sure it was. But the people who bought those Wranglers, and it was transferable. So, like, this could all be
Hmm.
made up, by the way. This could be wives' tales. But I'm
Sounds made
I'm
up.
pretty sure this is the thing. So like the warranty was transferable. So these lifetime warranty Jeeps are insanely valuable, way more valuable than the Jeeps that came before them or right after them. It was a short stint.
And they still honor that
I
in this
think so.
scenario.
This is what I've heard. I've done negative zero research, so take it with a grain of
Mm-hmm.
salt.
It's like you can take those U.S. dollars that say good for 1 silver pound, and you take them in, and like the bank's gonna be like, "The fuck you
Yeah,
doing here, man?"
Ginger, PJ, if you're watching this, hop on Chat BCP, look this bad boy up. We'll do some fact checking in the comment section. But yeah, there's so much opportunity there. So many people are fed up with it. I'm fed up with it. Are you fed up with it?
I'm fucking fed
Bro.
up with it, man. I think so. One, it's not the same, but slightly different. Do you remember the $5 Shave Club? Did you ever see the $5 Shave Club when it first started?
No,
Like any of the
I
commercials
saw
for
the
it?
Dollar Shave Club.
Is it the
Yeah.
Dollar Shave Club? I'm a big fan of this company. Okay, Dollar Shave Club. I thought it was a
No,
five
dude,
dollar
you're
Shave
thinking
Club.
$5 foot long.
Yeah, yeah. It's not a roster, it's a menu. Yeah, fucking Steph Curry sold his soul, blowing the devil to get his fucking yeah, whatever. Okay. I hate when sports players sell out to big companies for
I love it.
advertisement. Just
I love it. I love when
anyway,
advertisers take these gods in pop culture and just make them like the
yeah,
filthy little puppets they are.
just little puppets dance,
Dance
bitch.
monkey.
um, good song. The so yeah, the I don't know. It like the $5 Shave Club had a very kind of honest. They broke the fourth wall in an honest way. It's like they're just razors. They're probably going to break. You'll probably need another one next time, but it's $1, whatever it was, and that's what you get. Period. That's it. Like no bullshit. It's not the best razor in the world. It's just a razor, and it's cheap. And like there was some good honesty there, I think, in that. If you could create, say, like vehicles are complex systems. Like there's a lot of systems that have to work. There's a lot of moving parts. There's less moving parts in electric vehicles than there is combustion engine vehicles. But there's if you could make that reliable, I feel like it would be extremely expensive to do in our market. Our market's not conducive to that. It's very disposable. I think the creation of plastics. I watched a plastics documentary, and I still cut up my 6-pack things because I'm afraid it's going to get stuck on a dolphin's nose and kill it. But I think plastic has affected that, and it's just like I do. I think there's a big market for that, for durable
Yeah,
things.
there is. And some companies do, like uh, Jocko Willink. I forget the name of it, but he's got like a boot company. PJ, you're gonna love this. Um,
Yeah,
Jocko makes these boots. I think it.
and there's 2 parts that are made somewhere else, and
Yeah, but the
he
rest of it is all like
lists it right.
handmade leather, um, and
Mm-hmm.
wherever in the U.S. And is it Thursday Boot Company? Is that the name of his company, or is it a different? Oh, Origin. That's what it is. It's Origin Boot.
Origin.
And
Yep.
I'm sure his company is doing really, really well because he's probably like he's got this massive audience. And I'm sure, like, you take any massive audience nowadays, and you're going to find a huge number of people that are just fed up with all these bullcrap drop shipped products. That, like, if you type anything in on Amazon, and it's not like you can go to Amazon and you can. So, Rode is an audio company that makes really high quality microphones. I love Rode microphones. If I go to Amazon and I'm looking for a new dynamic microphone for this podcast, and I type in Rode dynamic microphone, it's going to show me that super high quality Rode dynamic microphone. But if I just type in dynamic
Mm.
microphone, the first 100 listings, unless it's going to be
It'll be
bullcrap. It's going to be
bullshit.
bullcrap microphones drop shipped from China, being held in some, you know, Amazon fulfillment center, 15 minutes away. It could be here in negative 30 minutes, and I'm going to buy it because it's 1/18th of the price of the Rode dynamic microphone, and it's got 4,000 5-star reviews, and then it's going to get here, and I'm going to open the box, and it's going to be broken in half. It's like, ah,
Yeah.
I'm sick of it. Are you sick of it? You still sick of it? You were sick of it a minute ago. Where do you stand now?
Well, I'm still sick of it. I'm sustaining my sickness.
Oh, wow.
Like, I'm oh, 2 weeks away from the wife. Um, the uh, I think we might be a little bit behind the curve because I just remembered. Have you heard of the shoe company called what, Indestructible or something? You heard of this? One second. Let me
On
look
the
this up.
goop.
So the
Give it a goop,
Indestructible
J-Mo.
shoes. Yeah, they're called Indestructibles. Indestructible shoes. And I saw a commercial for this. I think it's exactly what we're talking about. They have them. They take a saw to them. They step on nails. But they actually. It's not a. It doesn't seem gimmicky. I don't have these shoes for $39. Are they indestructible? I'm gonna go ahead and use my 30 years of experience and say no. But uh, the idea there, I think, is what we're talking about. What I would like to see, and I know this is possible. Like I know this could be possible. I want to see a truck that when I get in it, I can't with my own hands, with my own leverage in my own hands, I cannot break anything. No matter what I do. So like if I hit the radio button, if I kick it, if I do whatever, it can't
What in the
break.
world are you?
And I'm getting this idea from Whistling Diesel, right? Because he just destroys cars. But it's like he does. It's so easy to destroy shit. I just want a truck that I can get in, and it's like there's nothing in here I can break, no matter what. Like the steering wheel has fucking 4 different sets of reinforced bearings that have a steel plate that makes it. You know what I mean? Like,
And
that'd be
when the
sick.
airbag deploys, it breaks your neck and like sends your skull into the stratosphere.
Kills you on the spot.
What kind of world do you live in? Yeah, so that would never happen. Now,
Truck comes with a life insurance
here's
policy.
here's where that here's the only place I could see that something like that coming to fruition: space travel. If we fast forward 150 years and there's a pretty significant, well, 500 years, 1,000 years, there's a pretty significant sized human colony on the moon and on Mars, and people, obviously wealthy people, can travel back and forth relatively quickly in private spacecrafts. I could see that sort of extreme durability and reliability being put into play in a market situation like that, where every single, like, if a
Yeah.
button jams, it's life or death. But
Like that
yeah,
button
it's
will
hard
not
to
jam.
imagine any other situation. Now that I'm thinking about it, that's bullcrap too, because I don't care if it's Southwest Airlines, United Airlines, Delta. I can walk on any one of those planes any day of the week and break half the stuff in that cabin. So
And fucking get the flight
I
canceled.
think that's everything I said. Yeah.
Shit, for $20, you probably get one of the homosexual air waitresses to break shit for you.
Waitresses. Oh, hey Siri, remind me to introduce Josh to the words stewardess, flight attendant. Oh, you can't say air. It's
But wouldn't that be?
2023, bro.
Yeah, I at this point, dude, I'm barely trying to hang on to whatever I can to describe the reality around me. Um, what like how cool would that be? Like, how would you feel if you got into a vehicle and you knew, like, you tested it? And it's not just bullshit. It's not like, oh, I heard the truck's indestructible. Like, you knew the gear shifter. There's nothing you could.
It'd be
How
awesome,
cool would that be? Like, you
dude.
couldn't
I
break
would.
it. Yeah, how
Yeah,
cool? That would be
there's nothing
sick.
I desire more in a vehicle. Obviously, fuel efficiency plays a role, but it's like I could do without Apple
Sure.
CarPlay. I could do without electric windows. I could live without heating and air conditioning. I don't love the idea of that. But if you made a
But you could have those without
right,
being. You could still be
right, but
indestructible
like there's a
inside.
lot I would be willing to sacrifice for that increased reliability. Because one of the sort of nuanced realities of modern technology is it's like every time you incorporate a new and improved system that's not like an absolute necessity, you're creating a potential point of failure, right? So it's like you don't have to have
Hmm.
AC. If you do, it's awesome, but that's also one more thing that could break, right? So, and there's a lot of give and take there. I'm just saying I could do without like power windows and electric seats and stuff if I knew I was buying a product that I was guaranteed like I could drive this truck till the day I die. You know, I'd get so stoked
Hmm.
about that, and it could even be kind of ugly. You know, I'd be okay with it.
Right? Yeah. If it just worked, like how? But how many people probably feel that same
Every
way? How like
every
people who
person
have
who
a
owns
farm,
a
people who have a
1970 Volkswagen Beetle, they feel that way. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Like I can imagine owning a farm and being like, this truck is good. Like I'm gonna get in, and I feel like a lot of things that you buy now, even if they're advertised as tough, you still got to be semi careful with them. Like if I got into an F-350 Laramie top of the line pickup truck and I with both of my arms fucking yanked down on the shifter or kicked the little gear selection, I would just break that
I
shit
would
off.
love.
Like it's $100,000 truck and I could just with my own body break whatever fuck. It's like
I
what?
would love.
What is this
I'd love
standard?
to see you have this conversation with like the CEO of GM, Ford Motor Company, and they'll just be like, "Why do you want to kick the gear shift? Just don't do that. You'll be fine."
It's the principle of the matter.
Another market opportunity that I think already exists or will exist in the near future, similar.
you could you could argue you could sell bumper stickers that just the bumper stickers that say no fat chicks. You could just it would just say fat chicks.
You're
Oh
doing great.
god. Sorry, I
You're
didn't
doing
mean to
great.
cut you off.
Another huge market opportunity that I'm predicting, and if you're watching this, listening to this, and you cash in on this idea, I demand payment. Modular, it's modular anything, right? So Like this iPhone, it's a dope phone. In 2 years, it's going to be outdated. There's going to be certain softwares, programs, applications that won't even run on it because it's not, the current standard. And, it's going to, maybe it'll get
Mm-hmm.
recycled or maybe it'll wind up in a landfill. But it's one of the things that, like, why the PC community is so popular. Like, what makes a PC special is it's modular. If NVIDIA releases a new GPU, you can just take out your old GPU and put in a new one. Keep your PC. You don't have to go buy a whole new PC.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the coolest thing about PCs in general. Like, why aren't we making modular laptops, right? Just make it bigger than it currently is. Leave some room in there, and like as you're designing future GPUs and CPUs and fans and liquid cooling systems and speakers, just design them thoughtfully and intentionally going forward. It was like, oh well, this was our modular product. We released this product, and this is our primary product for the next decade, 2 decades, 3 decades. What the technology we produce going forward needs to support this product, so that whoever has this laptop, when this new GPU comes out, you just pull the old one out, put the new one in. Same thing with phones. Like you take this iPhone, you pop the back off of it, you take out the 12 megapixel camera from 2012, and you put in the 16 megapixel camera from 2016. It's like that should be a thing. Modular automobiles, modular, you know, whatever. It would seems like it would significantly reduce the amount of waste that we're producing.
I was just thinking, I think that's a much more sustainable. Like, what if you could even mess
Combine
with,
the two. Make the two ideas scissor. Super reliable modular products. It's a gold mine.
we're going to get killed by somebody from Nike, man. um, so, like, I can imagine you could mess with how modular things are. Like, what if, so right now, like, I have a Dell laptop that's 2 years old for my work, and it's got issues. The 7 key doesn't work as well as it used to because the filament is a cheap little plastic rubberized filament, and it's not a mechanical keyboard, and it's whatever. So if you could modularize it, make it into a module system where, say, it was four different things. So because your average consumer is doesn't they don't give a shit about processing power or teraflops or what the hell a GPU is. Your average consumer wants an iPhone that just takes a selfie and makes them seem funny when they're not, right? That's what the average consumer wants. But what if you could impose this system where instead of a laptop being one very complicated system, like you're saying, modular, it's four components. So it's four things that very easily fit together and can be
Yeah.
removed. So say I buy a $2,000 laptop. It's a badass, got the best graphics card, whatever, $2,000 laptop, and then the screen goes bad in the first year. Well, I can very easily detach the screen and replace the screen for uh $300 or $200 or something. And so then that the rest is good. The rest is bulletproof. It's a stainless steel case. It's whatever. So then I'm not purchasing another $2,000 laptop, and I'm not using all those you know what are they called, like the precious minerals and the precious metals that are created for all, like I'm not doing any of that. I'm just replacing a $200 screen that clicks in. It's got two snaps or screws, and that's it.
Now,
Like
here's the
that'd be
reality of the
simple.
situation. The company, the shareholders of the company are going to make more money if you go and you buy a new $2,000 laptop, right?
I know, and I think that's
Yeah.
why
So
it.
that's why this
Yeah,
isn't like a popular opinion. But I do think if one company,
but it would be more sustainable.
yeah,
There'd be a
like if
lot
one
less
company
waste.
came in, they probably wouldn't put Apple out of business. But they could, there's certainly a huge market opportunity there. There's probably, even if it's like 5% of the American market, that's still a huge market. What's 5% of 330 million people? Tune in next week for the answer.
150,000. I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, it's a lot though, right? Presumably. Yep. Maybe not
Yeah,
actually.
it's a lot. it's, it's a lot less than we'd need to start a company like that.
Anyways, I digress.
Yeah. No, it's interesting though. I think that could be a thing. Like, because it's so disposable. And you know what it might be a good mix because you have that sustainability um point. Like you could make that a point of the company. You could be like, it's literally more sustainable. Like there is less waste, and it's more efficient to produce. And I don't know.
Well,
It's
just
interesting.
forward me the business plan and we'll get these balls rolling.
The best way to invest is to buy a
Should we?
t-shirt.
Yeah, please. If you're watching this, tune in next week for I don't know questionable content with basically no direction or any real inspiration. We'll be here. You will too.
Sounds good.